close out National Baby Safety Month, knowing the available resources around the city and the safety tips to keep your child safe more important than ever.
Yeah, and whether you're a new parent or have a bit more practice when it comes to taking care of a child, lifestyle and parenting expert Bethany Braun Silva is joining us this morning. Help us brush up on our skills. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Baby Shark included.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm sure you've never heard that song
Never,
before.
never.
Right, exactly. So it turns out no matter how many new babies come into the world, they're always going to need a car seat. And I never felt more mortal
It really is.
than when I
Seems very
tried to put that
complicated
thing in.
It is a challenge, but like you said, a lot of expecting parents don't know that they need a car seat to be discharged from the hospital.
Right.
They won't let
They
you
won't
go
let you
home.
out.
I do remember that.
They won't let you go home, and sometimes you're there even testing the child in the car seat for a few hours. But one of the very strict guidelines that the experts recommend is not to use a hand-me-down or used car seat.
Yeah.
It is an investment because you do need it, and also you do need a new one because those safety guidelines are constantly evolving. So I know the price tags can be hefty, but take advantage of car seat trade-ins. That's what they're there for. Target and Walmart have amazing ones, and I know us New Yorkers, we don't drive around too much, but if you do have a car, you can get a free safety inspection. The Department of Transportation provides these.
Oh, really?
Look at that.
Yes, you can email car seats at dot.nyc.gov or call 311 to schedule an appointment.
This is
interesting.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Look at the DOT.
Yeah, but you brought up the city now. What about, taking strollers and things of that nature onto buses and subways and taxis?
I always
the
when
game
I
plan
see
there?
a mom come on the train or the bus, I'm
like
always trying to help them, and
Me
then
too.
I end up doing more harm
What a
than good.
challenge.
Me too. I mean, I grew up here. I'm raising my kids here. I mean, New Yorkers, we like to think we know our transit system inside and out. But I say go back to your roots. By that, I mean plan your route. Break out those MTA maps. Go online. If you are taking the train, make sure you do one where there's an elevator. Send up a prayer that the elevator's working, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then if you have to take, go maybe 2 or 3 stops out of your way, that's okay now because the MTA just rolled out a pilot program where they're allowing parents and caregivers to take their strollers onto the bus without having to fold them up. So babies can ride safely in the stroller on the bus. So if you have to go a few train stops out of your way, you can hop on a bus.
Just that whole process, taking the child out, trying to get the thing
Right.
closed. If you're solo, that's a challenge.
Right.
That's a big challenge.
So we've done the transporting parts. Let's talk about the cribs part, because I understand there is a what is this? A service about cribs for families.
Yes, it's
What
called
does this
the
mean?
Cribs for Kids program here in NYC. So if you just Google Free Cribs NYC, it's that www.nyc.gov website. You can, of course, also call 311. But if you live in North and Central Brooklyn, the South Bronx, or East or Central Harlem, you may qualify for a free crib. And each of those locations has its own number. So you can call and schedule an appointment with the Newborn Homes Visiting Program. They'll provide you with a free crib, and they also provide you with safety education and resources for your child up until they're 2 years
I
old.
think a lot of people
Unbelievable.
unaware of what's
Right?
out there that's available. Now, our own Dan Manarino is a new dad.
new dad.
And speaking of cribs, he had a question. Obviously, his daughter, Olivia Rose, was celebrating that. But, again, the question is...
There he is.
All right. Did he have a question?
I actually know
was
the
told he
question.
had a question.
I know the question.
I'm the only one who doesn't know about the question.
I know the question. So Dan wanted to know about when parents should stop swaddling their kids, and also when he can move Olivia out of the room sharing situation into her own room. He says he's terrified. Those are his. So first of all, Dan, congratulations,
Yes.
beautiful baby.
Yes.
So happy for you. But the general guidelines from the American Academy of Pediatrics say that when babies start to show signs that they can roll over, that's maybe around 2 months. Take them out of the swaddle.
Yeah.
We want to make sure they stay safely on their backs while they're sleeping. There's things like sleep sacks to keep them with that swaddled feeling, and where their arms are free. And as for the room sharing, Dan, you have a few months, because 6 months is actually what the AAP recommends as safe time for room sharing. But if he's terrified, he can keep Olivia in his room for a while.
He has the baby cam over the crib that he looks at in the commercial break. So.
But it is nerve-wracking. I remember the first time I
Absolutely.
couldn't sleep, and my wife and I didn't sleep, always listening, wondering, checking. You know, it's...
We also have another question from one of our teammates, one of our writers here. Sarah, look at this beautiful family. Her son's name is Jace. He just turned 9 months today. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
The question, when I feed Jace, it feels like he can eat forever. How do I know when to put down the spoon?
I love this question because I went through the same thing with my little one, who's now 7. But, babies, their appetites fluctuate.
They get hungry.
Right? They get so hungry. But I would say if Jace is showing signs of you're feeling a lot of discomfort or gassiness consistently or throwing up after he's eating. Again, this has to be consistently. It can't just be 1 or 2 times.
Right.
Like us, after we eat a huge meal, if
Sure.
we're
We
uncomfortable.
feel, yeah.
Right. But if he's not showing those signs, I say he's all good.
These are
getting what he needs.
fantastic rules. Some of them tried and true that have been
Yeah.
around forever,
Absolutely.
Right.
and some of them are new. Thank
Bethany,
you so much,
thanks so
Bethany.
much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Great information for new parents.
Yeah, we're going to post the links to all these resources on our website at pix11.com.